Yeah, we watched a little bit of practice.
We did. I mean, it was tomorrow they'll have pads on. The routine has been out of a day off, which was yesterday. They have not had padded practice.
Right.
So they did not have the pads on today.
I think that's why the big fellas were so healthy today.
All of a sudden,
all three guys are back.
Although Nate Davis wasn't doing team stuff, he was doing some individual stuff again. But he wasn't out there with the first team when we were watching the goal line period. He wasn't out there.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. I always tell you, man, if I can get away as a player with not having to practice in the preseason, I'd have been doing backhand flips down the road. I'm more than happy not to have to. But you just have to be exceptional when you play. That's all. Be exceptional. You don't have room for error then. You can't make mistakes. You can't hold. You can't do this. You can't do that. Because if you go out on the field and that's what you start doing, that means you weren't prepared to play.
Right.
So good for them. They ran out. I thought it was a great day for those guys to get some work in. Get warm. The body starts flowing. The cool temperatures. It's a great day to get work in. People are going to be productive. People's minds are going to be right. They're not going to be worried about being too hot. They're not going to be worried about, oh, boy, this is terrible. I can't believe I'm here. On a nice, cool, crisp day like this. A rarity in August.
I couldn't believe it, first of all. Like
rarity.
I left my house at about 8:10 this morning. It was 80 degrees.
Yep. It was 83 degrees when I left at about 8:30.
I got out of the car in Lake Forest, Illinois, and it was misting, windy, and freezing. I'm like, wait a minute.
Degrees.
What?
It dropped 17 degrees.
What was not freezing? I cannot believe you today, Carm. I thought you were a man's man.
I am a man's man. I got out of the car. I was like, damn, I need a sweatshirt.
He comes in with a T-shirt on.
I'm wearing a T-shirt.
Fortunately for me, I've got all my Elmwood Chapel swag in the car.
I don't have anything in my car.
I went to the back. I had my golf clubs in the car, so I could have put the the rain jacket on.
I wasn't anticipating it was 64 degrees. It was like, wait, what did I miss?
You have an umbrella in the car?
I did not.
I've got an umbrella in the car.
You're
I mean, at some point, you've got to realize that anything can happen here. Anything can happen, and you need to be prepared. You weren't a Boy Scout.
I was not a Boy Scout.
Right here, be prepared, fellas. That's the motto. Be prepared.
I got my JD shirt on. That's it.
Fortunately for you, there's a young gentleman here that's got you some Bears swag.
Well, Dan Borelli.
That you will not give back.
Dan's the man.
You will hold on to that. You'll take that home.
No, I'm not taking it.
And you'll enjoy that. Z-Pack, I got a jacket for you right here.
This is a nice jacket.
Yeah, it's a nice
but
jacket.
It's like a double XL. It's a little big on me. But it did the trick for a minute. And then once the wind died down, I was like, oh, now it's all right. Took the jacket off. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but it's great to get work in. Today's a great day to get some work
Today is the day to be in pads compared to Saturday and Sunday.
I mean, that wasn't going to happen. You can't cry about the fact that the no pad day has been scheduled today. It's going to be a cool day tomorrow.
Is it still going to be cool?
Be another cool day tomorrow. It's not going to be 80 until Wednesday or until Thursday.
Wednesday,
yeah. Thursday 80, tomorrow still in the 70s. So it'll be a chance to get some good work in, get some good productivity in. Hopefully everything is gearing up to the fact that we're going to see some ones playing. We're going to see our quarterback play, Caleb Williams, and that's what it's all about.
Matt Eberflus will meet the media pretty soon. We'll carry it live here on your home for the Bears. The minute he steps to the podium upstairs from us here in the PNC Center on the Halas Hall campus up here in Lake Forest, we'll let you hear that. Maybe they have some sort of an update on the health and the status of the O-line and how they're going to handle exhibition game number 2 in Buffalo this weekend. Ryan Poles was on the station earlier today with Cap and Hoodie. Want to play something that he said here real quick, just talking about the O-line, because the guys did sort of start the interview asking about the health. Do they need to go outside to look for some help right now? Is it at all a concern for them with about a month to go before the season starts? Here was Ryan Poles earlier today.
Yeah, you want your guys healthy all the time. I've learned early in just front office work that having guys pop in and out, it's not the worst thing sometimes, just because you get to work the different combinations, because during the season, you're going to have those things pop up and guys are going to have to be ready to come in so you can really get to see what your depth looks like. But obviously you would love the front five to be there all the time to continue to build that chemistry. But we've been able to work some different combinations through that, which again should help us as we go through the season.
That was Poles on the O-line. I guess Eberflus already did talk. I didn't know we missed it. So Eberflus spoke. He's going to announce Thursday what the plan is going to be for Saturday. I don't know. I mean, I would assume the starters play regardless of the full health of the offensive line. I can't imagine going through another exhibition week where you don't have your young quarterback out there playing. It just seems very counterproductive, and I understand you don't want to get guys hurt. At the very least, do what we said you should have done in the Hall of Fame game. Hand it off 6 times. I don't know. But let him get in and out of the huddle and get to the line and see if you can execute a half dozen plays without any false starts, without any bad snaps, without any miscommunication.
Delay games.
Delay a game. Thanks, Jurko. I mean, like,
offensive lineman without missed blocks.
Like, can we please do something productive with this exhibition season?
There's no reason to lament anything now.
So we'll see
until it happens.
Yeah.
So I would anticipate the first team offense getting the first quarter. Same thing with the first team defense. Get out there, get some stuff in, get a sweat in, get your action in, get to the sidelines, take your equipment off, your shoulder pads, put your jerseys on, and then just sit there with your baseball caps on and watch what's happening.
He's mentioned 45 to 60 snaps in the preseason. I know that they're going to, if they don't get there, they're going to say, well, that was just a rough estimate. And I understand that. I don't know how you would even sniff that without Caleb in the first team offense playing a little bit on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think even Saturday and the game after against Cincinnati might be tough. They could also incorporate some of the business that they do in the joint practice. Well, you know what happens sometimes? You see what's going on between
I saw what he did.
I was saying, see what's going on with between the Lions and the Giants?
Oh, fighting?
I mean,
fussing
come on.
and fighting,
like, how much work are you actually getting in when every other, now it was Amon-Ra St. Brown fighting, and now Daniel Jones got into it.
You got to be a professional.
Causing a ruckus. He was sticking up for one of his guys, but still.
You can't have yourself a brouhaha, and you know how it is.
They've had multiple.
The NFL is the epitome. If somebody's going to take advantage of you and somebody wants to get a cheap shot in, that you have to respond. You have to respond. You cannot sit and take it. You have to respond. So that's what's going on a little bit out there, but that's their concern. That's not our concern. The reps that you get against the Cincinnati Bengals in the shared practices are those reps that you're going to get. They do not count more. They are not still a game. So if you want to go ahead and do what you did last year, you practiced against Indianapolis and announced yourselves as the kings of the world and decided not to play your team in the preseason, that would be another mistake. But again, I can't lament that until it happens. So the plan is, as we move forward here against the Buffalo Bills noon on Saturday, the plan is that this starting squad is going to get themselves the first quarter. It makes sense. Anything else but that has you scratching your head a little bit. I'd be scratching my head. That's all.
Yeah. Best thing I saw today was, again, Caleb and DJ. But, it's again, no pads. When you're doing 7-on-7, it's you got no pass rush. But even in the team period, there was a nice connection between the two. That was the best thing I think I saw again today, was that connection between Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. I'll tell you who else had a really nice catch. Was with the second team on a beautiful throw from Bajan to the back corner in the end zone was Colin Johnson, who we know had a very good game. The big fella. And when you get up next to him, he's a big fella.
Tall drink of water.
He is a big boy. And he had a really nice catch in the back of the end zone on a ball that was well placed by Tyson Bajan.
We had the benefit of watching the wide receivers and running backs working in front of us, getting warm, and then doing some of their drills that they go through, a little bit footwork. Then breaking out of stuff, getting to the sidelines, doing the double tap drill or the post drag drill, where you post a leg inbounds and you drag the other one to make sure that you're inbounds, you make the catch. So it was kind of nice watching all these guys get in front of us and make some of these catches coming from the coach that was firing the ball at them. So I thought that was wonderfully productive. The big guys, when you don't have pads on, just kind of meandering like cows over there. It's meandering, Look, maybe I thought I saw somebody eat a little grass too. But so the big fella's really nothing. When there's no pads on,
well, what are they going to do?
But that's my point. Yeah. Watch the skill positions.
Right.
So we had the benefit of having the skill positions in front of us. Maybe tomorrow we get some of the defensive backs working in front of us. We get to watch a little W drills where they go ahead and they're backpedaling, they're breaking forward, they're backpedaling again, breaking forward. Watch a little bit of that, maybe some bag work or stuff like that. Who knows if they're going to have the pads on?
I would think so.
I have relegated myself to just realizing that the way they do things nowadays is not the most productive way to do things anymore. So just why complain about it all the time? Just accept the way they do things. And if they crap the bed in the first game, that's when they're going to get it. That's when I'm going to take them to the woodshed. And that's when I'm going to start bringing the 2x4 and start spanking some bottoms.
Did you like the pace of what you saw at least?
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick.
So that was good?
It was decent intensity. But again, you can't replicate anything like it's going to be on Sunday during the NFL season if you've got no pads on.
Right.
You can try to work quick. You try to get the conditioning in. Remember, this is the process of losing the legs and gaining the legs back.
Yeah.
So, we're in that. We're in the midst of it. We're in the process. The guys can't get the soreness in their bodies, though, if they're not smacking each other with the pads. So I guess Sunday's practice was
Sunday's was a little bit
good
more
one.
intense.
There's a little smacking going on there.
Apparently, they went over their allotted time on Sunday too.
Did they?
Yes.
Did they?
Yes. Yes.
So they'll have to give some of that time back at some point or
that
another.
Apparently is what's going to have to happen.
Well,
we'll have to give some
what
of
if
it
the coach
back.
comes in one day and there's a scheduled practice and the coach says because of the way they've been practicing, I get the day, you guys get the day off. Is that time then lost forever for the head coach? Or can he say, because I gave you that time off,
I don't know.
I'm going to keep you here for 20 more minutes every single day?
I don't know how that works.
I feel the answer is if the coach says, hey, I'm going to give you an extra day off, that day is gone forever.
That's what
and the coach can never reclaim his time.
That's what I would think. I also wonder who monitors that. Like, was someone from the NFL here? Did a player
Could be
call
anybody.
them out?
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
Well, listen, when you make that a focal point of your contract negotiations, because the league won't give you any more money or a bigger share of the pie, and the only thing you can get is your time off. Well, and guess what? It becomes very important to the player.
The time off.
The time off. So whether it's a player, it could be the union steward, whoever
right, I was going to say.
NFL rep is on the team. It doesn't make a difference.
I mean, are they monitoring that closely? But maybe
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's up to the coach then to adhere to the policies that were negotiated by the people upstairs.
I hear you.
That's on Eberflus then, and it's on nobody else. And he can get as cranky as he wants to get. He can have a burn in saddle. He could have a bunion on his toe. Nobody cares. Okay? You've got to monitor it, and you got to get your people on and off.
Ron Rivera coached
Chico.
Former Bear. Ron Rivera, who we love very much. He was on with Waddle and Sylvia yesterday. Coach Cam Newton in Carolina. He was on with the guys, and that is far enough or long ago enough, I guess, at this point. We'd say a lot has changed in the NFL since Cam Newton's rookie year. It was 2011. But Ron Rivera talked to the guys about what their plan was that offseason to get him ready, knowing that he was going to be their starter, the top overall pick. I thought it was good stuff with Ron yesterday. I want to play a couple of bites for you coming up next. I want to get into some of the expectations for Caleb. It came up again on Cap and Hoodie's show today. They've talked about it a lot, and they asked Ryan Poles about it. I want to discuss those potential numbers and how they might look and what it could mean. 312-332-3776. Bears thoughts, questions, your expectations for this offense, and specifically Caleb this season. Do you have numbers in mind? Ryan Poles said, all I want to do is win. I want to get into
Did he say, I
want to transition into the era for this franchise of winning and counting those. That's what I want more than anything, which is a good answer, and he should be thinking.
So all I want to do is win, no matter what.
What?
Is that it? That's what he said?
Yeah. So, but it's fun for sports radio and for you and your buddies to kick around potential numbers and what they might look like.
Music playing in the background?
Yes.
That would have been great.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss all that coming up. I'll play for you the Ron Rivera sound about what they did to try to get Cam ready.
Chico!
And it worked, as Cam was the rookie of the year that year. 312-332-3776. Live at Halas. It's Carmen